Hi guys, and welcome to Ndutu, the very southern part of the Serengeti or Ngorongoro conservation area. As you can see, I'm stuck in a massive herd of wildebeest. Those wildebeest are the same ones that pangolin visits in the September month all the way in the north of the Serengeti in the Masai Mara. Every beginning of the year, about 1.5 million wildebeest migrate down to Ndutu to give birth to approximately 500,000 babies. Can you imagine? That doesn't just attract an enormous amount of predators, but also allows us to witness incredible behavior. So we're here to see whether or not this place is as action-packed as what we've heard, and whether there's any beauty and aesthetics to be found in watching this circle of life unfold in front of us. Please stay tuned till the end to watch my images and you can judge for yourself. Before we get started, my name is Janine and I'm a professional wildlife photographer with pangolin photo safaris. Probably the best job in this world because I take people like you to amazing places like this and help you get the best photographs out there. If you would like to join our growing community of wildlife enthusiasts, please don't forget to subscribe right here and you'll never miss out on any of our trips, videos or tutorials that we post on this channel. We are here to explore Ndutu, where the wildebeest come every year to calve in the very southern part of the Serengeti. This is part of a year-long journey called the Great Migration, in which millions of grazers such as zebras, gazelles and wildebeest travel 1,200 miles in search of fresh, palatable grass throughout Tanzania and Kenya. The entire journey is dictated by the rain patterns of the region, which over the last few years have started to vary significantly, making the Great Migration harder to predict. Typically, the large herds will spend approximately 2 to 3 months in the Ndutu region, giving birth around February. As the rain stops in Ndutu and the babies have gained some strength, the zebras and wildebeest start traveling northwest towards the Krumeti River in April-May. By July and August, large parts of the herd start arriving in the north of the Serengeti and crossing into Kenya to find grazing for the rest of the dry season. Once the short rains start setting in November, the herds start moving southeast again to get ready for the next calving season. However, the Ndutu area is split into two administrative parts. Number one, the Serengeti, further to the north, and number two, the Ngorongoro conservation area. It is the same habitat and the wildebeest don't know about it, but there are two different areas. Here we can off-road, which is obviously great for us wildlife photographers. In the Serengeti, off-roading is strictly forbidden. We're going to explore both areas and have a lot of fun in it, but in the next 4 days, we're going to explore the Ngorongoro conservation area. While the area is part of the typical wide open grasslands of the Serengeti, it also offers beautiful pockets of acacia forests, riverine forests, and stunning wet pans, as well as streams that sometimes fill with water. Salty lakes occasionally attract large numbers of flamingos, which can keep you busy for hours. The savanna here looks different to the north. It is considered the short grassland, and it is flat as far as the eye can see with not one single termite mound. This huge variety of habitats does allow for a vast wildlife diversity. So far, we have been able to photograph the predators that I was expecting around so many grazers, such as lions, cheetahs, and especially a huge number of spotted hyenas. But I also heard that there's good chances of serval and golden jackal in the area. Large groups of eland, hippos, hartebeest, and giraffes also keep us busy. At this time of the year, though, you are unlikely to see any elephants, as they only appear when the grass is more plentiful after the rainy season. While there's so much to see, we actually got really lucky and managed to find the big herds we were looking for. There's literally babies everywhere. It is so cute. The baby zebras are a little bit fuzzy on their back, and the little baby wildebeest don't really know how to use their legs yet. It is endearing. However, with so many animals around, the circle of life remains to be ceaseless. Maybe that will lead up to some action. It is a constant roller coaster of emotion. Let's see what we can catch. So
we just found 5 young male lions here amongst a big herd of wildebeest. The wildebeest have all spotted them and drawn back. But there's a young male here that has a bad limp.
For a moment we thought the injured male might get lucky, as a wildebeest calf was lost and broke loose from the herd in search of its mother. But clearly, these guys were well fed already. The cross-species interaction in Ndutu is phenomenal. The sounds, the hierarchies, the playfulness. If you focus on behavior, this place truly offers the whole spectrum. We have found this massive herd of zebras here that we've been watching for at least an hour. I can see a dust trail coming from miles and it is not stopping. Absolutely phenomenal. We're getting dust bathing, we're getting stallions chasing each other, we're getting little babies with their mothers. It is really cool action. I think I'm enjoying this even more than the wildebeest. The Ngorongoro Conservation Area was formed by large volcanoes that went extinct many moons ago. However, volcanic soil tends to be very fine, fertile, and almost sooty. Therefore, there's just 2 things you're just gonna have to endure, and that is a lot of dust and even more flies. However, it is so worth it. That is why you're going to have to come prepared. Bring a lot of protective gear for both your camera and yourself. A kikoi is one of the best things you can bring to cover your gear and, if need be, your face, your shoulders when you sunburn. It is fantastic to have around. You must also come prepared for a little bit of rain, as we are here during the short rains, which ensures enough nutritious grass for the mums and babies. The guides know the area like the back of their hand and understand which areas are accessible during the rains as to not to get stuck. Closed vehicles will make sure that you and your gear stay nice and dry during the rainy spells. Our days have usually gotten quite warm, with top temperatures of up to 30 degrees, and I'm always wearing shorts. But nights can be much cooler, especially when paired with rainfall, with temperatures dropping to 15 degrees. Cozy up! And while the number of flies really sounds quite unattractive, it causes one of the most special things I have seen in a long time.
This is really exciting. Here in Tanzania, the lions sometimes end up climbing the trees because of the number of flies we have. So as annoying as it is fantastic to see the lions in the trees. I also want to climb up a tree right now. Okay, she's coming down.
Our mobile camp has been an absolute gem right in the midst of the Ndutu Wilderness area, and only a 5-minute drive to Ndutu Lake so that you can spend sunrise with the flamingos. The camp pitches specially for the calving season and is super easy to reach so that we never have to drive far, which allows us to come for lunch breaks throughout the day. The basic but super comfortable and eco-friendly camp is run on solar lights and equipped with ensuite bathrooms that have running toilets and basins, as well as hot bucket showers. The 20 litre of warm water was plenty even for my long hair, and I could have gotten more at any time. My favorite part was the camp's flexibility. Based on our daily planning, we could take packed breakfasts and lunches anytime we wanted, so we could get the most out of our wildlife photography. That being said, they have to stick to park rules, and the park closes at 6:30 p.m, even with a filming permit. As it was mostly overcast in the late afternoons, that didn't pose a problem, but sunset is technically around 7.
Sadly, we're coming to an end in Ndutu, so it's time to answer your question whether this area is as action-packed as what we've heard. Well, it definitely can be. I have seen more zebras than I ever have in my entire life. The herds of wildebeest are so impressive, and there's new life and a new beginning everywhere, with babies around every single corner. It is absolutely beautiful. We've seen over 20 lions, we've seen tons of hyena, and a really good amount of cheetah. However, the calving has taken place about 2-3 weeks ago, so those little ones have already gained some strength, and they're not as easy to catch anymore. The weak ones have already been culled. I'm not a big fan of the carnage, even though I understand the circle of life, so I haven't been too bothered. Especially because there is so many other things to see here. Like the flamingos, who've been a real highlight for me this time. We've really hit the sweet spot on the flamingos, just like the wildebeest. It is different every single year, depending on the weather in the seasons. It can shift forwards and backwards. So this time around, we have really enjoyed our pink friends behind us. So I think this place is absolutely magical with the numbers of wildlife that you can find here. Check out my images now to make up your own mind whether you think this place is worthwhile visiting. And I really hope I will see you soon here. Bye-bye.